Afternoon all, how are we all doing? Afternoon Michael, afternoon Peter. Welcome back. It's the afternoon New York session. Big news this afternoon, PMI figures coming out. We didn't get a lot of news this morning. We had Bailey this morning at 10 o'clock for the pound, but he didn't actually say anything particularly interesting at all. Nothing at all. Caution against implying blah, 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 blah. Nothing exciting. There's nothing came out this morning that was bullish or bearish for the pound at all. So UK labour market remains extremely constrained. That's mainly because of AI is taking everyone's jobs. Apart from that, not a lot. No news. No news. Afternoon, Diamond. Afternoon, Jahan, Fletch, Michael. Morning even, afternoon. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, whatever. Afternoon, Seymour. So, news this afternoon, 3 o'clock. Whoops, wrong one. 3 o'clock, we've got the PMIs, manufacturing PMIs. So we're forecast for an increase on these. Hopefully we're going to get an increase. Would like to see a bigger increase than 47.9 and a bit of bullishness on the US, ideally, for the positions that I've got on anyway. That would be good. We had a nice bounce off US dollar yen. Somebody asked about this in the Telegram group. So we got this nice support area, which we dumped into at ADR, which is bounced very nicely. So that was a M5 reversal alert, beautiful reversal alert, absolutely tight, straight down there, pop. So yeah, really nice ADR reversal on the US dollar yen. Afternoon, Sagar. Ed 209 front and center. Afternoon, Brian. Hopefully we won't get Mr. Wick entering the building this afternoon. John Wick. I'll minimize him and keep him ready for the NASDAQ. So be careful with the NASDAQ this afternoon. We might find we've got some whippiness on the NASDAQ this afternoon. I'll just turn that dashboard off. Where's the dashboard? What the hell? Oh, down here, isn't it? So I've got so many EAs. I never know which one's which. Everything's in different places on different dashboards and stuff. So just remove it. Add it back on again. Where are we? Nails. Oops, didn't do that. Right. Okay, I've got 5 minutes to the open. So be careful with the NASDAQ this afternoon. Basically, this news at 3 o'clock, we might find that we get a fairly whippy open. They may not want to put a lot of movement in ahead of that news. So be careful if you're going to try the pre-market or the 5, 10, 15 opening range. I'd concentrate on the 15-minute opening range today because we may not go anywhere. But at the moment, your 15-minute pre-market is there. So it's fairly tight. So, you only need one decent candle to make a lot of money out of that one, but I'd be a bit wary of it. Kashiri's just said something. Kashkari. Growth in wages is now too high to be consistent with 2% inflation. Next meeting, I'm open to a quarter versus a half. Ooh, that's bearish. Let's have a quick look at the US. No real impact as far as I can see there. So he's looking at being open to a 0.25% increase instead of a 0.5%. So we'll see. It's very difficult to tell whether we're going to get a half or a quarter next time. Right. Afternoon, David. So ADRs, loads of ADRs. I've had a busy old session, really busy session. So we'll quickly whiz through these, but Aussie dollar CAD, I'll run on the 15 minutes so we can see them a bit easier. Aussie dollar CAD has come off of ADR and is hovering around there at the moment, not really going anywhere. Aussie dollar yen, big strong push up to ADR. We got a 125 ADR on that one, got a reversal alert up in there somewhere on M5, and that's pulled down nicely, so that worked perfectly. Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, big push down, 125, just sitting there at the moment. M5 reversal alert hasn't triggered yet, I don't think. Not quite. Down. Yeah, I don't think we've had one. You might have had one. You've had a little tight one in there. And then obviously you would have had one there. So the reverse alert would have been there. It's basically just been ever so slightly invalidating the lows coming down. And now it's sort of hovering. So that might be a decent potential push on that one. Aussie dollar, US dollar. ADR hit on that one straight up and back down again. So you've had the reverse alert on that. Euro odd. We're up at 100 ADR on that at the moment. Euro CAD. That's approaching 175 ADR now. Parabolic, look. So all these euro pairs, as you can see, massively extended. Lovely big push on the euros today. So that's up at 125. I wouldn't want to mean revert the euro because I'm long on it, as you can see. I've got longs all over the place. I'm taking a short on the euro pound though. This is a sentiment trade, by the way. So that one potentially 200 ADR. When we get to 200 ADR, when you see the lines starting to cross, it's potentially a nice mean reversion opportunity. Not really any propulsion gaps in here to aim for to the downside. So take that at your peril at the moment. And with the euro, euro yen 125 ADR, euro US dollar. So this is one that is potentially going to play out. Obviously, if we get a strong US dollar PMI figure, we're going to get strength in the US, which is going to drive this one back down again. So euro US may be a decent ADR reversal to take this morning. This afternoon, propulsion gap test. You got that there to worry about as well. But yeah, if the US dollar powers up anywhere to the downside. Pound odd. God, we've got loads of these, haven't we? What's the time? We've got 1 minute to the open. 28 seconds. Can't go through all these in that time. But you can see them all. They're all there. Loads of pounds. Pound New Zealand. Huge move, Pound New Zealand. That's flying down. We just had a reverse alert and a retest on that. So these are all mean reversion opportunities. It doesn't really matter too much what direction you are looking to trade on these. Likely going to get a pullback on these. We're only looking for a quarter of an ADR really to a half an ADR max for mean reversion opportunities. Market's just opened. So your pre-minute 15 is there. It's that candle basically, isn't it? So that candle, and that candle, there's your pre-market 15, opening a little bit whippy at the moment. So there's a few other ADRs to look at there. The New Zealand pairs are all very, very, very strong today. Nice reversion on the New Zealand US there. US dollar Swiss and US dollar yen. Played out nicely. So let's have a look at the Dow as well. See where we are going. So Dow's had a big sell-off before the open. As you can see, big drop. So's the NASDAQ. So not quite sure why we got such a big sell-off ahead of the news there, but it is. We're going south at the moment. Dow is holding the lows, but NASDAQ's broken out if you're taking the pre-market. But as I say, I'll be very careful with this one today. I'm not sure we're going to get a huge amount of movement before the news, but we'll see. Afternoon, Big Papa. So yeah, we'll see how this one goes. this morning, but this afternoon rather, I'd kind of wait a little bit on it. Oops, wrong one. Let's have a quick look at the NASDAQ. So that DAX did the gap fill. Look, did anybody get on this today? I basically gave up this morning. It just went sideways, so I made a little loss on this morning. We pushed up, and then we've just done the gap fill. Look. Well, pretty much. We haven't quite, but near us, damn it. So NASDAQ today, looking at yesterday, inside bar. So it's the same as the DAX at the moment. We've got an inside bar on an inside bar on an inside bar. So it's just contracting. We've gapped down, filled the gap. So guess is as good as mine on that one at the moment. S&P actually put a bear candle in yesterday. The Dow also bearish yesterday. So the Dow actually, did that get a break? He just about got a break of that low. So a little bit more bearish on the Dow. So looking at where we're going potentially today. Obviously, we got the low of Globex there, which is below yesterday's low, and obviously yesterday's high. So difficult. We're kind of inside, aren't we? Could go anywhere today. So just follow the price action. If we're going to get a strong US dollar, however, I would be looking for shorts on this. So when the news comes out, there's a good chance we're going to flush straight down into last week's low, which is Friday's low. Yeah, which will be an ADR hit today. That's on the NASDAQ. The Dow's already down, isn't it? So, yeah. If we get a strong US dollar on the Dow, it's that level there, which is 32,476. If it breaks that and that fails, look out below. Not really anywhere to go, is there? So if we get a strong PMI figure, we could get a really big flush on the indices this afternoon. This could be a big down day today. We'll see. So NASDAQ still short. Stop on that would have been something like 24 if you're playing the pre-market. That low is 18. So 1.5 reward on the initial break will be about 30. What's half of 24, everybody? 12. 36. So you're looking basically that propulsion gap. No, that's not right. Sorry. Yeah, it's 24. 24. So that's a 1R. Almost where we are now. 36. So somewhere near that propulsion gap would be target. Afternoon, Luke. So we are starting a flush short on the NASDAQ at the moment. So there's your 5-minute opening range. Oh, platform freeze again. One sec. Okay. So just a quick update on the sentiment EA. So this is running. Oh, blimey! This is running the sentiment EA at the moment. Obviously, I'm running it on 60 as a sentiment. I'm glitching. I'm not glitching. My stupid platform's glitching. So ignore all these figures because this is all the previous version testing. Should change that, shouldn't I? So it's done a $1,300 loss so far this morning. We're sitting in $2,500 in profit at the minute. The version of the EA that I'm running at the moment is basically just using trailers. So if you look at something like Euro Swiss, literally all it's doing is trailing. As long as sentiment is remaining negative on it, I'm just going to keep the trades open. Obviously the version of the EA that's running, you have the option to close end of day. You've got the option to close on 4-bar close, all sorts of stuff. But I'm just going to try the trailers on it. and to see how big we can build. In the back testing that I've done, which is back testing without using sentiment and just back testing using getting in the morning and getting out in the afternoon. If you catch a 3-day rally that doesn't pull back an ADR, and I'm using one ADR as a stop, a trailer. Yeah, so for example, if you caught that, that's a 5-day rally. Didn't pull back an ADR during the entire rally. That's 5 days straight up. Why get out? Just take it. It's 1,390 pips. So yeah, I'm just going to try and catch a rally, basically. The biggest pullback you had on that was 208. It's 41 ADR. So you'd have caught that entire thing. You'd still be in it now. But you'd be in it with 4 positions. Yeah, so that would be sitting in somewhere in the region of 3 to 5k profit. So I'm going to let it run. There's your opening range. There's your 5-minute opening range. If you did take the pre-market today, well done. You have just hit TP. What do you think about Aussie dollar CAD? Aussie dollar CAD's coming up to resistance at the minute. So this is the area we looked at earlier today. It's probably easy to see on the 1 hour chart. So yeah, that high down to that low, that's your support area that we were testing and bouncing around from. Slam, hit it, drop. Especially if we get some positive PMI figures this afternoon, you get a decent move down on that CAD. Nicely extended on the hourly. You got all sorts going on here. This has got confluence all over it. On the hourly, you've got divergence on the RSI. Yeah. So yeah, good area. You've got a propulsion gap there, which is a break of that area, which you're tapping into, which the sellers are standing in on. So it looks good. We had a reverse alert on it this morning. It's just invalidated that with a new high. So new reverse alert will be there on M15. I have got a short on this because sentiment is long on the Aussie CAD. Uh, 61% long, so I'm short. Yeah, so as you can see, the problem with the sentiment EA, if you use 60, which is like weak sentiment, you get into an awful lot of positions. But these are all using a stop loss anyway, so, you know. But the plus side is obviously you make a shed load of cash. Euro yen 125 ADR. Still pushing our euros. Yeah, so there's just the trailer on it. See, as you can see, it's 1 ADR. Yeah, ADR is 100. So that's trailing 1 ADR. Sentiment on the euro yen. %78% of the market is short. So taking along. So I've changed the EA, basically. So what it does, click. Come on. Doesn't like it when I flicked from my into my VPS. So basically, I've changed the logic in the EA. Remember this morning we looked through the pairs and it didn't take some trades. Jesus, come on. The hell? Oh, just close it down. Go back in. I think the problem this morning was just literally overload. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, No, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've got 14 MT4s running on this VPS. So I've got 5 of these running all instruments, not necessarily trading all instruments, but running all instruments in them as well. So I think this is just an overload problem that we had this morning. It's not responding at the moment. It is responding. It's my VPS is not responding. Let me just try and get into this on another. I'm just going to try and connect to this VPS. I just want to determine if this VPS issue is this computer or it's yeah, it's this computer. I've just gone into the VPS on my laptop. No problems at all. It's not locking up, doing anything naughty. So it's this computer for some reason. I don't know why. Something weird going on with it. Anyway, so we looked at it this morning, and some of the entries weren't being taken. Jesus. It's because I just got in on my laptop, and obviously the screen resolution is smaller, so it's all reset. It will bring back to life in a minute. Yeah, anyway, so I'll leave that alone because that's obviously screwed. So yeah, it didn't take some trades. So what I've done is I've redone the logic on the EA. So what it does now is it triggers every candle. So if you're running the EA on the hourly or something like that, instead of triggering at 1 a.m., which is when it was set to trigger, if there's an issue, what it will do is it will check every candle close, and then it will say, right, if there is a trade running, make sure that trade is at least over 23 hours old. If it is, take a trade. So what it means is if it triggers for anybody that's running the new EA when it comes out on the on a VPS that's got low power or anything, it will check every hour. What that also means is if you get sentiment change throughout the day, so for example, if you set the EA to say, I want to trade when sentiment is over 70, and in the morning it's 60, and then as we go through the London session, it gets to 65, and then just before New York, it hits 70, it will take a trade for you just before New York. So it will trade as soon as the sentiment level is reached, regardless of what time you say start trading from. Yeah. So I've changed the logic on it, so it's better. So obviously now what it'll do is it'll take loads of trades. So if you look at the trade times, you can see it's taken some trades at 1 o'clock, taken some trades at 12:42. That's when I uploaded the new logic. And it took other trades at 1 a.m., which is when it should have triggered, but it missed some. Then it took one at 10. So it's all fixed, basically. Anywho. So 15-minute range is in. Sorry, 10-minute range is in. So there's your 5-minute opening range, 10-minute opening range, 15-minute opening range is currently an inside bar of those two. Then we've got 15 minutes before the news. EuroCAD, Michael. Short on H4 and H1 RSI and weekly range and ADR. Yeah, so nicely extended EuroCAD. Hourly, 4 hourly. Obviously, we are an ADR hit and obviously also a weekly hit as well. So yeah, good mean reversion. Started now, you need to get into it. If you're not into it, it's just this is the reverse alert right now happening there. That was that for timing. As soon as I flicked the M5 chart, bang, reverse alert goes in. Short. There you go. And that's an M15. So this basically, when you get the reverse alert that does this, yeah, it means that the high of the candle, yeah, so we got basically an outside bar. So you wait for the trigger, wait for the pullback to enter. If you're trading M15, but M5 is what you want to get in on. So yeah, so that's yeah, good entry, short. The sentiment EA is long on it, so you're trading counter sentiment, but you know, just because, you know, when you're trading, there's always a reason to get in any direction, isn't there? So all the trend traders will be going, oh, we've got a breakout, let's go long. And then everybody that is waiting for the pullback will be waiting to get in long. Mean reversion traders will be getting in short. Yeah. Sentiment traders will be getting in long. Doesn't matter. It's extended. High probability of a pullback. But, however, I would personally be looking for longs on the euro at the moment. But PMI figures in 15 minutes, this thing could come flying down. Up to you. Take the trade. Regardless of the reason for the trade, manage the trade. The reason for getting in is a lot less relevant than what you do after you're in. If you do over, basically, there's always, you can always talk yourself out of a trade. Always talk yourself out of any trade. Yeah, I don't want to short it. Look at this thing. It's like a steam train. Retail sentiment says to long it. However, 4-hour RSI and the hourly RSI tell you to short it. The M15 RSI tells you to short it. The M5 RSI has told you to short it. We've had a reverse alert to go short. We're extended almost to 175 ADR. But there's always a reason not to. But if you always look at every single reason, your soldiers are never all going to line up in a row. You just have to get in and then manage it. If it pushes against you, brilliant. Let's make a position and get out of it when it pulls back. If it does just pull back, fantastic. Just get in for whatever reason you're using. If you're using ADR, a lot of people are trading using ADR and not even looking at the RSI. So they haven't got any other reason to get in, but wow, that's 200 ADR. Let's short it. Euro pound, probably the best ADR at the moment. Haven't had a reverse alert on yet. It looks, that's ready to trigger. Nice M pattern forming there, potentially. Afternoon, Alan. Lee, why do you use VPS and not VPN? What's the difference? One's a computer and one's a network. Totally different things. A VPN is what you use to connect to the internet. A VPS is a virtual personal server. It's a computer. You can't run software on a VPN. NASDAQ has reversed. So there's your 15-minute opening range. Oh, sorry, that's not 15. That's the 15-minute opening range. There. So you may have just gone high on that candle, depending on whether you've got an offset and how big that offset is. I would imagine most people have probably got triggered on along there. So we've got these propulsion areas to the upside to target. Yeah, there's lots of them. In exactly the same way as we've just hit all these ones coming down. Yeah. I'm going to hit all these ones going up now. So if we can get up there in the next 10 minutes, that would be fantastic. And then get some strength on the US dollar to drive this back down again. So long on the NASDAQ at the moment. Obviously, this is not taking trades for me, this one, because I'm logged into a different account. I'm logged into the sentiment account at the moment. But that is the opening range, the 15-minute open. In a hedge fund, if you haven't had any position in, you will upset the boss. What? In hedge fund, if you haven't had any positions in, you will upset the boss. No, you've got me there. I have no clue what you're talking about. So there's your ORB break to the upside. If you're going long with this, obviously got the news in 10 minutes, so just get ready to exit. Or you know, it might, if we get negative news, we might get a pop. So I would just try and cover it when we get close to the news in 10 minutes. Remember the Traders documentary where Anton Creel is in? There's a lady trader always afraid of getting in the trade. Nope, I have no idea what you're talking about. Sorry. I haven't seen that one. Right, ADRs. I was just going to cover ADRs as well before the news. 9 minutes. So Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. Obviously, a lot of these things that you're looking at now with the RSIs, you're going to find that they're all massively extended as well on ADR. If they're not extended on the RSI and they are extended on the ADR, you're probably going to get them extended on the RSI in a minute when the 4-hour candle closes. Not in a minute, in the next 4-hour candle close. But Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, really, really strong extension on that one. So looking at the hourly and 4-hourly, Aussie, New Zealand, huge push. The 20 level is our right, guys, we're ready to go now level, and we are way below it, way embedded. So this New Zealand dollar at the moment is on absolute fire. We've had now 2 days where we've done ADRs. We're 125 ADR again today. You can see it's starting to slow down now and starting to put a rounded bottom in. Propulsion gaps to target today, and we've got that orphan propulsion gap target there from yesterday. So it's going to have to go some to get back up into that. But hey, we see V-shaped recoveries all the time, don't we? So there's no reason why it couldn't. And I'm not quite sure exactly what the reasoning behind this New Zealand strength is at the moment. But nice ADR reversal, RSI reversal, H4 RSI extension beyond the 20 as well. Again, look at the 20 levels. When we get down to these 20s, it's not often we get down to them, but when we do, we are so extended, we typically get a very strong pullback. We didn't get one there. 2 there. Didn't get there. That one there. Bang. That one there. Bang. Okay, massive extension. We are going to get, I wouldn't be surprised if we do get a V-shaped recovery back up to there. Reason being, this breakout that we had yesterday is this support from here. So that support there that held 3 times, we slammed through that. So there's 2 test areas on the way back up. That one here, this wick, and that, which is kind of that level there. So roughly 125, 150 ADR-ish level. Yeah. And then we've got our original breakout level here, which is exactly where that propulsion gap is on the 4-hour. So a retest of there or there is on the cards for a mean reversion. Yeah. So really good opportunity on that Aussie New Zealand, massively extended. I'm really struggling to see what this is. I mean, this is exactly the move that I've been talking about for the last couple of weeks. Yeah, this is exactly what I've been waiting for. It's just a pullback on the next leg down. But I'm not, normally I would expect a news catalyst to make this move, but we haven't had a news catalyst. I'm not quite sure exactly what has caused this. It's New Zealand dollar strength for some reason, but hey, we'll take it. So really nice drop there on that one. Euro CAD, RSI extension, again, 4-hour, massively extended, hourly, massively extended. It's coming down now. So we just had the reversal alert live on air. That one's a good one. Euro Swiss, still extended, 125, RSI extended on the hourly, RSI extended on the 4-hourly. Targets, that propulsion gap there is a tricky one because it didn't really break the highs, and it's also been retested and used. So it's difficult to tell where this is going to pull back to. Hourly is probably a better view of it. That propulsion gap there is the best one. There's your accumulation break. Yeah, so reversal alert back into there, and then I'd be looking for longs. It could come back and retest this, potentially, but it really depends on whether we get some Swiss franc strength. So wait for a reversal alert. You're not far away from getting an alert on that. And then nice drop down. So target on that one for the downside, it's tricky. You've got an ADR, I think, really, down to here to retest that area. We could just pull back into here, though, somewhere, and bounce out of that. So it's a difficult one, but yeah, really nice short opportunity on that as well. 5 minutes to the news. Nasdaq's just holding at the highs at the minute. So that's Euro Swiss. Euro Pound. Again, massively extended on the hourly, massively extended. Well, just got extended on the 4 hour. Yeah, so that's massively extended on the hourly. Just about to get an alert on the 4 hour when that candle closes. Look at that. Yeah. Our weak pound that we've got today, yeah, we've been expecting this weak pound, haven't we? Been saying, well, a couple of days we've been waiting for this move, and it all started happening yesterday. Back at the pound New Zealand. I'm only laughing because I've got an ADR reversal on that from here that I'm still in. Yeah, so euro pound. So pound is collapsing, euro is pumping like crazy. This thing's got to breathe at some point. So when it does breathe, we're going to get a pullback somewhere into this propulsion gap. That high there is really what I would look for. So when we do get this finally starting to move down, that's where I would target. I don't know when it's going to come down. It all depends on what happens with the euro, really. But yeah, you've had a reversal alert on it. Oh, no, you haven't had one yet. High. Jeez, yeah. So that would have been there. Haven't had one yet. Yeah, so I mean, this is going to be your first reversal alert of the day on this euro pound. When that starts, everybody that's long this thing, that is sitting pretty going, hee, look at me, anywhere from here, they're going to start seeing that come down and they're going to go, right, boys, everyone's getting out. Their P&L is going to be dropping. They're going to start exiting their positions. Then all the short boys are going to see that starting to move. They're going to jump on board and we're going to get a flush. So it may accumulate for a bit because there's a lot of weakness in the pound at the moment. We might flag and get another leg, but we might also accumulate and then start a move back down tomorrow. What news events have we got coming up? 2 minutes to the news. Yeah, Euro CPI flash estimates tomorrow. So 10 o'clock tomorrow morning is the catalyst for the euro. Negative CPIs. I'm expecting negative CPIs. Yeah, I'm expecting these to drop. So if we get 8s, for example, euro's coming down. So that looks like a good short opportunity to get in today, ready for tomorrow. Okay, Nasdaq's pulling back. We got 55 seconds until the news. Let me just get my other P&L up. Sorry, I've got another account which I'm trading, which has got some US dollar on it. I've got a gold short running at the moment. Yes, I know. Got Euro US dollar, I've got short as well. So I'm really hoping we get some US dollar news. Let me just put the voice on. I can hear it.
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
$47.7, lower than forecast of 48.
Yeah.
Price is
Negative.
paid 51.3. That's higher than the forecast of 45. Construction spending month over month minus 0.1%, minus 0.1%. That's lower than forecast at 0.2%. We're also seeing the new orders index for the ISM manufacturing 47. Unemployment index at 49.1.
Okay. So negative 47.7 off of a forecast of 48. It's not far off. So we'll see what they make of that. That's the second negative we've had. They've actually classed that, look, as expected. It's close enough, but they might change that to red. Forex Factory, what are you doing? so we had some negative news on the consumer confidence come through yesterday. The durable goods was mixed, and the PMI's just come out as a little bit of a miss. So don't know why that's doing that. Euro pound, just got another ADR hit on that for some reason. So bit of a whipsaw at the moment, no real direction. So we should see now that news is out, a move on the NASDAQ. So hopefully we'll get a break of the 15-minute range now and a nice run this afternoon. Euro pound, we've just taken a long on that at 0.83. Why have we just taken a second position? God, this is frozen right up. I can't do anything on this. Great. Might have too many MT4s running. I'll have to shut some of those down and put them on my other VPS, one of my other VPSs. I've got 3 VPSs. I was overloading that one because it's the most powerful. Obviously, I've gone one MT4 too far today. So Euro pound, why have we just taken a second? When was that first taken? Right, okay, so we've just taken a trade in the opposite direction on Euro pound. So what's happened to the sentiment on Euro pound? %67% are short, so we should be taking buys, shouldn't we? Unless that's suddenly changed. Am I missing something? Let's refresh that. %69% short. We're just taking a buy. Yeah. Right, so sentiment has changed. So we took a sell order and sentiment has shifted on the Euro pound now. That's interesting. This is because I'm using the 60, isn't it? That's why. Let me just go to the historical. So I'm just mucking about testing things while I'm on here. NASDAQ hovering inside the opening range at the moment. Market is obviously a little bit bearish because it's undecided at the moment. I'll have to wait and see which way that wants to go this afternoon. No direction yet. Just have a quick look at the historical retail. Yeah, look at that. So in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours on the Euro pound, some of these pairs you can see, as you can see here, some of these pairs fluctuate way more than others. So Euro pound this morning at 8.57, sentiment was 66% long. Yeah, so the EA this morning, the sentiment EA took a short this morning. Now we are sitting at 33% long. So the EA is just taking a buy because the sentiment has completely shifted today. So at the moment, obviously, I've got it set up so it's taking 60s, whereas what I would normally look at is 70s. So from the retail sentiment perspective, yeah, typically when I'm looking at it, what I would look for is the +2s and the -2s, the strongest of the day. These are the ones which are 70s, above 70 or below 30. So for testing purposes, I'm using both. But as you can see, what happens is as sentiment shifts throughout the day, you can have a buy and a sell. But it doesn't really matter, does it? Because if you're using trading stops, you'll just get trailed out on one when it does the other direction. Okay, NASDAQ's gone short. US dollar seems to be reacting positively to that negative news. Love it, which is great because I'm long US dollar. So NASDAQ shorts. So if you got triggered on the long, you are stopped out on the long and you flip short. So downside movement today on the NASDAQ. We're looking at yesterday's low, which is beyond ADR. So ADR hit basically to the downside plus a little bit. Right, sorry, I'm just catching up on chat. Remember the Traders documentary where Anton Creel is in? Yeah, sorry, I missed that bit, didn't I? Building position on Euro Swiss. Building a short position, I guess, on the extension. So yeah, very nicely extended. Like a steam train at the moment. When that comes down, this is exactly the same as we were looking at the other day, yeah? We were looking at this yesterday, yeah? We said we were looking at exactly the same as we're looking at now yesterday on all the pound pairs, yeah? And I said, didn't I? These pounds are going to collapse. And we were looking at that yesterday on the 4-hour RSI extension up at the 80, bang. RSI, that was not quite extended, that one, was it? 225 euro pound. So RSI extended it on the H4 above 80, bang. Yeah, remember, climb up the stairs, fall down the elevator shaft. Profit take moves are always way faster. Yeah, RSI 80, pop. Pound CAD, RSI 80, pop. Look at where we are with all these euros today. Euro New Zealand. No, not Euro New Zealand. All the other euros, sorry. Euro pound. 225. That's not often we get to 225, is it? That's a biggie. I'm hedged. So 70 there. Euro Swiss, we're above the 80. Euro CAD, we're above the 75. That's just started to pull back now. Euro odd, still pushing up at a double top potential. That one's already played out. So yeah, Euro Swiss looks good. Good short. Big Papa, $1 million traders. Yeah, no, not seen it. I probably have seen it. Maybe I have seen it. I don't know. I've never watched this, don't think. Anton Creel. Oh, God. Advert. Oh. Well, he never stops, does he? Give him that. He never stops. I love his eye makeup. Well, this is old, isn't it? Lex Van Dam trading. He looks like he's just gone the wrong way on a non-farm payroll, doesn't he? He's signing his P45 now, so he's off to get another job. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one. I'll put that on my list to watch. Short EU, Brian. Good man. Sentiment's all unraveling a little bit. The only downside to news, to sentiment, is news. Yeah. So it doesn't matter what the sentiment is. News events will do what the hell they like. So you can't take. You got to be careful with news events when you're trading any sentiment. Everything slows down in moments of very high volume. I usually kill all my dashboards and non-trading charts. Yeah, I just got too many MT4s open. I need to go and shut some of those MT4s. I'll move them over to another VPS. Oh, lovely. Watching my gold trade. I'm short gold at ADR. I'm actually, the reason I'm actually short gold, whoops. I'm actually short gold on this resistance here. But we got an ADR out of it, so I'm using a stop loss though. So I'm trading one of the prop accounts with a stop loss. Let's go NASDAQ. So NASDAQ's flying out of the lows, nearly down towards ADR. Not got far to go. Probably going to get there in the next 15 minutes. So when we get down to this double bottom here, what will be a double bottom, we're probably going to find some limit orders trigger. That's last week's low. We're going to get a lot of limits at last week's low. But at the moment, they seem to be like a steam train. Go, US dollar. Loving the rally. Keep it up. It's time. My IC markets MT4 froze. Not the first time on news. No, you'll find that with most. There's a lot of brokers that happens with. It's not unusual, and there's not a lot you can do about it. You know. So when I was younger trading, I always found my platform froze around news, and I was always really interested in what was going on around news, obviously. And I kept switching brokers and came to the conclusion there's nothing you can do about it. It's a data. There's a hole that the data comes in, and the data's bigger than the hole. It stops. There's nothing you can do about it. Non-farm payroll is notorious for platform freezes. Some brokers are better than others, but like Diamond said, if you turn off dashboards and things, you will find it a lot easier and you won't get so much freeze. One of the things you've got to be aware of with dashboards, RSI dashboard and the ADR dashboard, these things are monitoring on candle close most of the time. So news typically comes on the hour and on the half hour. So you are always getting a 5 minute, 15 minute, a 30 minute, a 60 minute, and sometimes a 240 minute candle closing at the same time. So the dashboards are running every single pair across multiple time frames at the same time as a massive squirt of data is coming into your platform. That's why it freezes. So what you can do is set up another profile and quickly, when news is coming, switch over to another profile that doesn't have the dashboards on it, if you want to. And then you'll find you won't get a platform freeze. But there's nothing you can do about it otherwise. It's not always just the dashboards as well. Sometimes it's literally just, non-farm payroll is the worst. Literally it's just so much data coming through, you just can't do anything about it. The faster they move, the harder they will snap. Elastic band theory. That's right, Big Papa. Boy, are these bad boys ready to snap. Taking a little bit more loss on the sentiment. Still, look, still got 2,300 in profit, 2,100 there. So I'm interested to see end of day today, where we're sitting end of day. Because obviously one of the options in the EA, which I could show you if my VPSs worked, is that you can obviously have the EA close end of day. This is proper frozen, isn't it? I'm going to have a problem here. I might have to restart the VPS. It's proper got stuck. It's not responding. Oh, never mind. Brian saw it a couple of years back. Documentary, $1 Million Traders. Yeah. Right. So where was I? RSIs. So just monitoring that, Naz. I think you're safe. Short. Getting close now. Let me just put that level in. 11895. I still can't see. I'm blind as a bat because these tablets are affecting my eyes. 11895. There we go. So there's your exact to the pip double bottom. So just be prepared anywhere around here. You're going to get limit orders triggering. So we're going to find some buying pressure start to come through. Might be interesting to listen to tick strike actually. We'll be able to hear it when they get there. VPS is running the Ed 209 upgrade. Yeah. Ed 209 has blown up the VPS. Yeah, I just need to close some of those down. I'm being, I got a new VPS. I've got 3 VPSs. I've got one low-ish power that's happy running 4. I've got one medium power, which I run 6 on. And then I've got this new one that I bought last month, which is Uber power. And I kept putting VPS, I kept putting MT4s on it and watching it and putting MT4s and watching it. And I was like, wow, this thing's holding up really well. So I got up to 12 MT4s and it's been ticking along absolutely nicely. However, I put the sentiment one on there this week. And obviously that's just broken the camel's back, isn't it? It's one MT4 too many. It's because it's running 28 pairs and it's doing hourly HTTP calls because it's obviously calling the website to get the sentiment data. So it's obviously not able to handle it. So I'll have to turn some off and move them around a bit. But I'll have to restart the server to get back on because it ain't working. A few years back, I'd look at candles in history and on chart under tools, history, and MT4 used to freeze my terminal on market open. Yeah, data. There's a lot of data. You think, you've got every pair here and you've got data on all these pairs going down to 1 minute level, going back in time. So, there's a lot of data in here, which, wow. Why is that candle down there? There you go. There's a good example. Data's not updated. Look, there's other candlesticks in between that, which hasn't updated yet. So what's happening right now is MT4's rushing off and asking the broker to fill this data gap. Again, put him load on the server. There's a lot of data. I've got on my PC, I've got a folder where I put my MT4s. And I run my MT4s as in what's called portable mode. So there you go. So I've got this folder called MT4 installs, and all of my MT4s are in here. So that I run on here on this particular machine. But I run them in what's called, I don't know if anybody knows about this, but if you right click and go to properties, if you put on the end here in the target, if you put /portable, it is /portable, isn't it? Let me just check that so I don't give you the wrong thing. Yeah, so /portable. Yeah, put that on the end. What it will do is it will put all of your data, your indicators, logs and everything into the MetaTrader 4 folder. When you do a normal MetaTrader 4 install and you launch it, what it does is it puts all the program data, the indicators and all that crap, it puts it into your users program files, blah, blah, blah. It puts it all into your users folder. So it's much nicer having everything in one place. And what that means is, and that's why that command is there, that /portable, it means that at any moment, if I want to, I can pick this folder up, pop it on another machine, and it is exactly as it is on this computer. So I can basically copy this lot all over onto my laptop, and I won't have to go through the full installation process and find all my indicators again and do all that crap. So yeah, little tip, run it in portable mode. MT4, it will just change your life. So when I put, for example, when I want to go over onto a VPS, yeah, I just copy that folder onto the VPS and everything I need is there. It's really good. Is checking on the market reversal alerts EA twice a day sufficient? Yeah. If you're running H4 or H1 timeframes, that's no problem at all. What's the main things to be checking on? And change on the EA. No, don't change the EA. You don't need to change the EA. So I don't look at the EA at all, basically. What I look at is, I can't show you because nothing's bloody working. It's all broke. I can't change to any of my accounts because the VPS is frozen. It's just slightly worrying because I'm hoping it is still actually running. Just can't get into it. But all you need to check is your trade manager dash. Yeah. So I don't. What I do is I have the market reversal alerts EA running on my VPS, but on this terminal here on my PC, I just log into the same account, log into that account, right? And everything's on here. So I can manage the trades from here. I don't log into the VPS and do anything on the VPS. The VPS is just there and it's just running and it's working. But I manage the trades from here. So if there's something that's in drawdown, for example, that I want to deal with, I can go over to the Euro New Zealand and go, right, I'm going to close out a little bit of this because it's going into drawdown a little bit. So this is a 0.66. So I'm going to close out a 0.2. Bang. Yeah. So do drawdown control on here. Or I can take manual trades. So if this was in a position where I needed to do aggressive drawdown control, I can come in and go, right, I'm 0.66 short, so I'll go a 0.33 extra sell. You don't actually go into your VPS. You just set your VPS, you let it run, and then you deal with the trades on the trading account. Because, of course, you can log into it anywhere in any way you like. But, yeah, Trade Manager dashboard is crucial for me. I couldn't trade without this because I need to see my position. Obviously, this is a little bit different because this isn't a position trading account. This is the sentiment EA running. But yeah, I need to know what my exposure is so I can see whether or not I need to take new trades. I need to see what my drawdown is. I need to see where my issues are that I need to deal with. Yeah, I use Trade Manager dashboard more than anything else. This is what I'm looking at all the time. This is the important bit for me. What are my positions? I'm a position trader. I'm managing my positions. That's my job. Maybe VPS subscription fee payment didn't get through. No, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just me being greedy. It's always like I always try and squeeze as much into my VPSs as I can, and I overload them. So this one I've overloaded properly. What I forget about the sentiment EA is it's doing HTTP calls, and it's doing HTTP calls on 28 pairs at the same time. So a way to alleviate that is to probably run some on M5, some on 15, some on 30, and some on 60. So run them all on different time frames because the HTTP, the sentiment only gets updated hourly. And there's a setting in the EA to check it. So this one here, nope, not that one there, that one there, look, update sentiment after this many bars. So if you're running on the 15-minute, you'd set it to 4. If you're running on the 5-minute, you'd set it to 12. If you're running on the hourly, which mine are, you'd set it to 1. So it updates every hour. Obviously, it does it at the same time on every pair. So it's a little bit over-eager, but never mind. Okay, Nasdaq's holding at the moment. So we've got a propulsion gap in. I'm not hearing anything on tick strike. I don't think that's working. I'm just going to refresh. There's no way that's deadly quiet, is it? It's got to be doing something. So US dollar's just pulling back. And obviously US dollar's pulling back, so the indices are pulling back because they're inverted, obviously. So hopefully we're going to get another run on the US now. We're getting a flush down into that ADR. I gladly took a gold sell prior to being within a 4-hour wide range bar and getting a 1-minute market reversal. Quick in and out. Good. Yeah, I'm still in my gold. Short. It's pulled back a long way though. Here come the buyers. If MT4 were humans, they will hand in their resignation letter. You do confuse me sometimes, Big Papa, some of the things you say. You're very cryptic. If MT4 were humans, they will hand in their resignation letter. You're talking about my MT4s on my VPS being overworked, aren't you? Yeah, see, I picked that one apart. Did I cover all the RSIs? I don't think I did, did I? Euro US dollar. That's coming down nicely. M5 reversal alert was in London. Pound New Zealand. We haven't covered the pounds. So, right. So, Pound New Zealand. God, we've gone full circle, haven't we? Pound New Zealand, we were looking at that being red and that being fully red yesterday. And now we've got a signal to go long. Here come the sellers. Let me just turn them down a little bit crickety. So yeah, so that's what I was talking about with an A-shaped recovery. Yeah, this is the A-shaped recovery that I was saying. All these pairs that have moved really, really fast, really hard. All these euro pairs that have gone ballistic like that, absolutely on the cards for an A-shaped recovery move. So less so with the euro though, as the euro is bullish rather than obviously the pound. The pound is bearish. So so yeah, so the signal now is potentially a long on the hourly on the pound, really extended. So profit take move on this. Obviously, everybody that was pushed started taking profit. They're all out of their positions. As they came out, the sellers stepped in, and now they've driven that down. Now the sellers need to get out of their positions, and that's what creates our market structure. Yeah, the sellers now need to become buyers to exit their positions and take profit. So we're looking for a pullback move now somewhere on this one. Very tricky to pick one on this because we've just broken this support, and we've only just broken it. So we could well accumulate here or maybe flag a little bit. So quite tricky. I wouldn't want to buy it anyway because I'm selling the pound. But this has been so parabolic. The only thing you've got to look at on this downward movement here, look. The only thing you can look at really as a potential resistance is this flag. So take that as an accumulation and pull back to there. Which is that support break. So that would be where I would look to come back to, which is a fair old way. And you're looking somewhere in the region of 186. So there's roughly an ADR to the upside. However, I wouldn't really want to buy this. I'd much rather be selling the pound. New Zealand dollar CAD. Huge push to the upside. It's extended on the hourly and the 4 hourly, and obviously starting to come down now. So these are the ones, you know, I was saying these parabolic moves, they could go A-shape. However, this is mainly New Zealand that's doing this. So I'm not quite sure why we've got this strength, but, you know, it could flag. However, you know, you've got big propulsion gaps being left in play here. It's unlikely you get these massive propulsion gaps, yeah, that are left untested. Yeah, we always come back. We've just left that in place. So potentially initial test of that area is on the cards, isn't it? If it is going to flag though, and we are going to put another leg in to come up back into that propulsion gap, then we'll be coming down there next week at some point. So if you're in this, you may be crude oil inventories to just come out 330, 1.16. On a forecast of 1.9, so negative, positive oil. Having a little push, not a lot. Getting a little bit of a positive move up on that one. More buying coming in on the indices. Oh no, sorry, bearish, sorry. I think these tablets are affecting my hearing. Yeah, bears coming in. Look, there we go. So we're driving back down again. So yeah, don't. New Zealand dollar CAD is a tricky one at the moment. I would. It's difficult to tell which way this is going to go. It really is. So if we're going to get continuation strength on the US, obviously you have to say the CAD's going to power up. But that's a pretty strong move, isn't it? To try and counter. But that's all the pullback we got on that one. So potentially we could just get that, couldn't we? We'll see. But I don't know. But there's a mean reversion there at the moment anyway. So you can scale into that. If you get into it and it does decide to do a flag and push the next level, you're looking up there somewhere for a second entry. Probably third entry there. Second entry there, third entry there. And then get out when it does the profit take. New Zealand dollar Swiss extended already. Again, profit take back down in propulsion. Hourly. You've got that double top where we got pop. So potentially we could pop into there, but we got this propulsion gap to test at some point, but it doesn't have to do it this week. Could do it next week, week after. Yeah, so these do get left behind. Yeah, as you can see, yeah, we do get propulsion gaps left behind. Although the bigger they are, the quicker they tend to really get filled. But as you can see, that one's taken like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days to get back. So, you know, next week sometime. More bears coming in on the indices. New Zealand dollar Swiss, and we've got New Zealand dollar yen also extended. Huge reversal just kicking in on that one on the 5 minute. What the hell? This data's awful. I'm sorry, Forex, but you are not good. Update is so slow for some reason on this. When you haven't got the data loaded, you haven't looked at the charts for a while. M15, there's your reversal alert. Straight back into propulsion though, and that is holding very, very nicely at the minute. There you go, it's just updated. Terrible, isn't it? So you're going to get another reversal alert now because obviously we've invalidated that high. So yeah, holding up that one at the minute. Sentiment is obviously long on this one at the moment. But it is extended on the hourly and the 4 hourly. So you've got a nice potential profit take move back down into support. So back down into there and then potentially long. But obviously with all of these yens, again, somebody asked this in the Telegram group this morning about the US dollar yen. They've just gone long on the US dollar yen, which I'm long on as well at the minute with the sentiment. Well, I'm not. It's just a demo, but it's the sentiment EA is long on this. Bull market. Sorry, the bulls was just stepping in. Getting a little bit of a conflict going on down here at the minute. So yeah, so with this US dollar yen, you know, I'm much more interested, in shorting against the yen at the moment, just purely because I reckon we're going to get an intervention coming. This US dollar is getting a little bit too strong. Yeah. So we're starting to creep back. So there's a good chance that the yen may well step in at some point and drive everything basically back down against the yen, but we will see. But I don't see any problem taking it in both directions at the moment. Take longs or shorts on it. If you look at the buyer scorecard on the yen pairs, you've got longs with the euro, the US, and the New Zealand. New Zealand we know is strong. US is strong. Euro is bullish as well. Everything else is bearish at the minute. Range bound on here at the moment, but obviously bearish overall. You've got no COT bias as we know at the moment. Obviously the COT bias as we know is 3 weeks out of date. It will be updated over the next couple of weeks to get back up to date. CFTC are going to release their figures every Friday as usual, and I think what we're going to get is 2 weeks at the same time now rather than one. So sentiment plays a big part in this. We've got nothing on COT on those. So at any point, because the negative interest rates on the yen at the moment at 0.1, there is talk about them changing that at some point this year. If that happens, we are going to get the mother of all moves on the yen. Everyone's going to buy the crap out of the yen and everything's going to collapse. Could happen at any time. But if it does and you're caught in it, you just need to get out of it quick, aren't you? So trade it either direction at the moment, I think. US dollar pulling back quite hard. Yen would have index pushes at the moment. So watching this propulsion gap. Watch that low there. Anybody got any other pairs they want to look at that I haven't covered already today? No? Look at what the Dow's up to. Oh my God, look at this data update. I'm going to have to switch. This is doing my head in. Not that I trade 5-minute charts very much, but for here, it's no use, is it? Having to wait for the 5-minute chart to update just because I'm not looking at it. This is ridiculous. Look at that Dow. It's awful. What I might do is start using my Forex Funds account to look at the charts and do analysis, because this is just took ages to update that. Look. So Dow, we are really out of whack, aren't we? With the Nasdaq at the moment. Hell of a gap. Yeah. It's not really. It's fake. Right, so this gap here, this propulsion gap, we're just trading back into that wick. Oh, that popped through there. Do you see that? A load of sellers just puked their orders there. That was the guys that took the breakout low there, right? So that pop you saw that pop up there. Well, not obviously that high, but you saw it was there and it went pop really fast. So that was everybody that shorted that breakout. That was all of their stop orders triggering. And everybody that's short is getting run over. Which doesn't bode well for my gold trade. Oh, look at this. This is terrible. I'm switching brokers. I've had enough of Robo Forex. Can't do this. I can't sit here waiting for this chart to update. It's ridiculous. Awful. I don't know why this has just started happening. This has only just started happening in the last week for some reason. I don't know what it is. Might try a new installation of MT4. My laptop's not doing it, so I've got a feeling it might be just this platform, this MT4 install. But so there's our initial cash balance there. So hopefully this propulsion will hold and we'll get a bear move out the back of this and then drop back down and retest those lows. Looking for a retest of that area down there. Can you take a look at Fidelcrest funding? Yeah, I know Fidelcrest. What? Fidelcrest. Oh, my bookmark has gone. Oh, they've updated their website. So the I've never done an evaluation with Fidelcrest. There was something wrong with them. Well, they used to be. I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked at them for a while, but is that buyers? Yeah, still buying. God damn it. Okay, so that propulsion gap's gone, so it doesn't look like we're going to test that low at the moment. Market structure is still bearish at the minute, obviously. So until we put in a new high, we are still bearish, but it's putting back quite hard at the moment. So we'll see. We got run over there. Still a chance for that to come down and retest that level, but very wicky. Not very wicky, but very strong. While I'm talking about that, we will look at Fidelcrest in a sec. Look at the difference between today and yesterday, yeah? You know, yesterday we had Mr. Week. Yeah, yesterday was John Wick all over the place, wasn't it? Today, it's not. We've got one wick there, but everything else, you've got really strong closed candles most of the time, and unless it's reversing, obviously, then you're going to get wicks. But yeah, not wicky at all today, is it? Solid price action. Good volume. So massive difference today to the previous day's trading. Makes a big difference with the opening range breakout. If you get a big wicky day, it's not good. Good price action like this is what we're after. So yeah, I didn't really like Fidelcrest. They just weren't as good as the others. Daily loss is fine. Targets fine. Trading period 30 days. Is that maximum or minimum? And you get up to a 30k share. So it's sorry, what? So they're paying you out on step 2, are they? What's it cost? Blimey. Minimum is 150k. Wowzers. Raw spreads, that's good. Instruments, yeah. Leverage 100 is fine. Account analysis, automated monitoring. Yeah. One-time fee only. Yeah. Here come the bears. Challenge period starts at any time you will open your position, and it will end after 30 calendar days. In verification, you can extend it to 60. So what's the minimum? What's the minimum days? If you challenge with 10,000 capital, you can't. Minimum's 150. They've changed it all, haven't they? They've changed it all. You can go low at the top. Click on trading programs. I have. That's for trading programs. Look, this is it. 150k is the minimum. Oh, hang on. Micro. Oh, right. So you got micros as well. Right. Okay, fine. Here come the micros. So There are limited retries in your challenge phase 1 if you cannot reach the profit target within 30 calendar days. Right, so what they're saying is you've got to trade for 30 days, yeah? Regardless. So if I hit target in 10 days, what do I do for the next 20? Have I got to trade? I can't find the rules, really, detailed rules. Prove that you can trade profit target within 30 calendar days without violating any rules. You can require a new account review after you have closed all open positions and minimum trading days objective has been met, which it doesn't tell you what that is. What is the minimum trading days objective? Why can't you just tell us the rules? There was a reason Feed or Crest were no good. Basically, all I do with prop firms, yeah, whenever I look at a prop firm, oh my God, look at this. Their links don't work. Detailed rules and objectives. Link doesn't work. For Christ's sake, come on. You can't even have links on your site that work. Right. It doesn't work, does it? I can't find out what the minimum is, so meh. Yeah, I don't know. There was something wrong with them. Basically, if I look at a prop firm and it's not as good as my Forex funds, I just don't see any point in using anybody else, personally. So there was a reason Feed or Crest were not as good. But I don't know what it was. It might be this 30 days. If it's 30 days minimum, why go to them? Why not just go to my Forex funds and pass in 10? That's my thing. Cost wise, 50k is 449, which is way more expensive than my Forex funds. Yeah, I don't get it. You know, so it's like, why pay 449 when you can buy 299? What makes them any different? Profit splits less. That's the maximum. What's the minimum? Why don't you show the minimum? How ridiculous. That's the reason not to sign up. Your website's crap, basically. You can't give me the information I want. Get my first profit split after 11 days. That's fine. I get 7 days with my Forex funds. So you're going to make me wait another 4 days to get paid. That's not as good. So you're twice as expensive. You wait 4 more days to get paid and your website detailed rules don't work. I don't know. They might be good, but they're not really selling themselves, are they? Q&A. There we go. Getting started. About the company, trading challenge, account management, career and investments. Bull, we've got more ticks coming through, bullish. 150 ADR, New Zealand, Swiss, still going. Jeez, look at it. Look at it. This New Zealand dollar on a mission. Absolutely on a mission. What do I have to do? Reach the profit within 30 days. To close all positions after you have reached the profit target and minimum amount of trading days. Look, it keeps saying minimum amount of trading days. What is it? Can I use yes, you can multiples accounts. MT4 only. That's fine. How long is the trading period? Always 30 calendar days. Minimum. There we go. 1 day. Right. Okay. Fine. God, got there in the end. Bloody hell. Right. Okay. So basically what they've done is they've set themselves up to be the same as E8. Yeah. So E8 I can pass in 1 day. Right. So if you compare them to E8, who have just updated their website. 50K account with EA is going to cost you $338. 50K account with my Forex funds going to cost you $299. Yeah, so it's an extra $40 from them. These guys, it's $499. $449. Yeah, so basically, winner on price, winner on trading days. That is the same as those two, but $100 more expensive. There you go. There's your evaluation done on it. That was what was wrong with it. I knew there's always something wrong with them because I'm not using them. If I come across a prop firm and it's like, wow, there's a reason to use them, i.e. their price is cheaper, or they've got some rule that is like, oh, that makes things a little bit different, then yeah, I'll jump to them. But that was the problem with Fidelcrest. I've got them all in my prop firms here. Look, I've got them all. They're all there. I've looked at them all. These guys are the best. These guys are the second best. They're not bad. You know, I wouldn't kick them out of bed, but the advantage of using them is you can pass in one day. You can do the same with E8 for $100 less. There you go. The profit target is only 5%. No, the profit target is 10%. Oh, hang on. 5 and 15. Oh, 5% profit target. Okay. Now I'm interested. What's stage 2? 5%. Right. Okay. Right. So there's their selling point. So that is the difference between Fidel and the other two. 5% profit target. So you're paying an extra $100 to basically get a 3% drop in your profit target. So if you think that's advantageous and you prefer that, then that's the way to go, isn't it? There you go. And they've got this aggressive thing. I never go for these aggressives. I never understood the companies that do these aggressive ones. So I'd be looking at this account. The aggressive risk, basically, you get a bigger loss limit. So your maximum daily loss is 10% and your maximum loss is 20%. Your profit target tends to be, yeah, much bigger. So it's 20%. Hang on a minute. Look, profit target for phase 1 and 2, 10%. Oh, phase 1 and 2. Right. Okay. So that's 5% for each phase. Yeah. There, it's 10% for each phase. So all it is, it's double. The only negative I have is the stage 2 has a max loss of 5%. Oh, overall maximum loss of 5%. Right. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes it more tricky, doesn't it? So if you have, I mean, I have bad days. If you have bad days, which everyone's going to have a bad day, that's going to get you. So you've got to not have a bad day, or too bad a day. Yeah, that's a negative. Right. So for me, what I'm looking at now is my brain is going, is that 3% worth losing 5% on stage 2? That's your decision. That's your question, isn't it? What do you think? Do you think that's a fair payoff? That I like a lot. That I really don't. I don't hit my maximum daily loss. What gets me, when I blow an account, what gets me is that. That is what gets me. That will get me faster. But it's only on phase 2, isn't it? So This is I see this is a hybrid between my Forex funds and E8, isn't it? So this is kind of in the middle. I've never tried one with them, so I'd give it a go. I'm just thinking, what psychologically, what impact would that have on you in phase two? If you breeze, I've done this many times. I've breezed phase one. Phase one has just gone. Yeah, it's basically the profit curve has just gone like that, and it's like, yep, lovely. I've had other ones where it's been like that for a week, and then I've had that, and then I've had that, and then I've had that, and it's gone like that. If that happens to you on phase two, you're going to be worried. So most people, when they're doing evaluations, will go in with somewhere between 0.5% to 1% a trade. Yeah, we go in aggressive to get it done, and then drop when you get funded. If you go in aggressive here, let's say you go in with 1% risk, yeah, and you have 3 trades go against you, you've literally got 2 trades left. Whereas with my Forex funds in E8, if that happens to me on day 1, on day 2, I've got 7 trades left. That's a big difference in phase 2. 7 trades, not percent. We've got more bears starting to enter. Let me just turn the crickets off. They're just making noise, aren't they? That's what they're designed to do. But anyway, so we are rejecting the opening range, the cash balance open at the moment. If we can crack that level, we don't get more buyers in there, we're going to look at market structure being that. Otherwise, we're looking at this being potentially the low. Don't forget, we've got all this up here to deal with as well. If you look at this on 15, we've got a big propulsion gap up there we haven't tested yet. So yeah, don't know. I like them, but I don't quite like them as much as the others. You'd have to see what happens. Phase 1, yeah, 5% profit target, that's nice. You could go in with 0.5% and pass that very easily, very comfortably with 0.5%. The amount of times I've been up to 5%, I've scalped 5% in a session. Regularly. Not on prop, obviously on evaluation. And on funded. And then I stop, basically, because that's me done. I'll withdraw that. But I'd be worried about it on phase 2. I'd be nervous, I think, in phase 2. I would move into phase 2 and be a little bit like, I'm not going to quite trade as big a lot size as usual. And if you have a bad couple of trades go against you, I think that might affect you. That might be their play. I'm a skeptic. I'm always looking at everything and thinking, where's the catch? If you've been in this industry long enough, everything you look at is a lie in the FX industry, in the trading industry. Everything you look at, someone's trying to milk you somewhere. It's always the way. It's what happens. So whenever I'm looking at something, I'm like, where's the catch? I reckon they've done analysis. Fidelcrest have been around for a long time. They're not a new prop firm. They're well established. Been around a long time. I reckon they've done an analysis and they've looked at their phase 2 P&Ls and they've done an analysis and found that everybody, when they get to 5% or they get to 3% or something like that, they've looked at it and gone, when you get to 3%, you tend to go for it and lose, and that catches people out. And they thought, if we, instead of using a 10% maximum loss on phase 2, if we'd have used a 5% loss, we would have caught out 30% more traders. But of course, the mentality is, I've passed phase 1, I've failed phase 2, I can do this. Rinse, repeat. Rinse, repeat. That's what we do until we get there. No, try it. They're a good firm. I know they're a good firm. It's just they've never had an attractive enough offer to attract me in. So they have an edge somewhere. They've all got an edge somewhere. The edge is the evaluations. You know, it's the 6%. that get through to funded. 6% of accounts hold funded for 2 months. Yeah, the edge is everybody blows it. That's the edge. They know everybody blows it, and they go back to phase one. I think I probably spent somewhere in the region of 5k before I passed an evaluation. I don't know. That's I couldn't tell you how many I did. $300 each. 15 valuations, easy. Yeah, I mean, I must have spent 5k before I got my first account. What I did wrongly was, because I was already an established trader and, you know, I was profitable, I went straight in here. My first funded account was 200k. And that's the account that taught me I can't handle 200k. It's going back to the old 5 steps to becoming consistently profitable. Yeah. I was here. I started prop going ding, and I got to there, and I got my 200k account, and I was like walking on water, slam. I learned a very, very fast lesson. I had two 200k accounts. So I was managing 400k, and it all went badly wrong very quickly. Psychology takes over massively when you're trading that amount of money. Totally different game, which is why I focus on 50Ks and 100Ks. You get into your niche, you find out where your level is, and that's where you stay. Apex, at one point, I had 7 20K, 25K there were with Apex. I had 7 25K accounts funded with Apex at one point in futures. But they were only tiddlers. And it was much nicer managing those tiddlers and quickly getting profit on those and waiting to withdraw, waiting 3 months to withdraw your money, which is why I stopped using Apex. They've all got an edge and a catch somewhere. And that's why I use my Forex funds. Very, very simple. Yeah. You got that there. You got that there. The cost is cheap. You haven't got to wait a long time. You get paid very quickly in a week. And then every 2 weeks after that. Yeah, paydays are regular. You haven't got to wait for your money. You don't have to trade every day. The rules with these guys are just spot on. My Forex funds have got it just right, I think. EA have also got it just right, apart from that, which makes you overtrade a little bit. But yeah. Right. NASDAQ is coming back down again. We're sitting in the propulsion at the moment, but it does look like a short market structure. So it does look like we're going to come down and retest that low, which means we should be getting some decent US dollar strength, hopefully. Yeah, just starting to push now, US dollar. Oil's had a nice pop. Not that you can tell because the chart isn't updating, but yeah, so oil in the crude inventories. Nice rally. Just looking at crude quickly, we covered this yesterday. Obviously, I'm looking for that to be the peak formation low for the run up to 107 or $100 a barrel will do, but it does look like it's starting to make that move, doesn't it? We didn't challenge that low. So any pullbacks on this, really, I think looking good for longs. I've said that many times before, and all you get is a pop. So just got to be careful with it. It's very erratic. So any pullbacks that you get decent profit on, I would sort of jump in and out of if you're going to take it, but really like it long. I'm just not trading at the moment. But I do like it for a long. Right, well, I'm going to leave it there because I haven't got anything else to cover this afternoon. Bit of a funny session this afternoon. So everything is really, 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 really extended all over the place. So everything that we've got into this week is really played out very, very, very nicely. All the ADR reversals, all the RSI reversals at the moment are absolutely spot on. They're all, market structure is just beautiful at the minute across the board. Virtually every ADR reversal and every RSI extension so far is just playing out beautifully. So getting a couple of squeezes on at the moment. But if you're staying in line with sentiment and you're staying in line with the bias scorecard, pretty much all going beautifully at the moment. So yeah, really, really happy with the sentiment and this bias scorecard. It's really giving good directional bias at the moment. Much better than the old moving averages. New Zealand US H4 put in a higher high. So this is, we've got another hour to close on this. Sorry, no, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? Sorry, when's the next 4-hour close? Another hour, yeah. So we've got another hour for this to close. So at the moment, I would say this is bullish at the moment. But obviously we've had a big bear move. So this is a profit take move, basically. Yeah. So we've had big, strong push. Yeah. Rejection at the highs. And then a profit take. But the buyers have stepped back in as the profit take has finished. So it's bullish. Market structure on it, depending on which time frame you're looking at, will be a reversal. However, obviously, you've got a lower high and a lower low, which is bearish, but we're in a big uptrend. So it could go either way. You're ending there. If this candle closes in the next hour like that, that's a 3-bar reversal. Push, rejection, pull. That would typically be the start of a reversal pattern, but it would potentially be just a pullback into this area and then a push from there. Sentiment at the moment on this is bullish. So the retail crowd are all short. So it's rejecting at the minute. But it's a really big, strong push. Yeah, it's difficult to trade against this at the minute. Reversal on M15, and that's kind of a retest. So that big propulsion move, sellers are stepping back in again there. So I'm expecting the US dollar to power up a little bit. Hence, I would expect this to come down. Sentiment obviously is the opposite direction. So we may find that there's just a battle goes on here and then it pops. I don't know. Is the honest answer? No one does. But you know, this is why I use RSI. The long-term directional bias helps you get into positions, gets you into trades in a direction, helps you pick a direction. So New Zealand dollar, US dollar, you will be looking for shorts if you're using the 2472. On here, New Zealand dollar, US dollar is range bound. So there's no cop bias. Retail sentiment at the moment is saying to go long because they're all short, and the fundamentals are mixed. So there's no real directional bias at all in either direction. So you can take whatever you like. So get into an hourly RSI extension. Short. It's played out. It's an ADR hit, isn't it? So your 5-minute ADR reversal. You're looking for 0.25%, a quarter of an ADR move, which is 16 pips. You've had 35. It's played out. Doesn't matter which way you get in, it's how you manage the trade. I say this a lot in here. You know, get whatever your reason for getting in. I give lots of different strategies in the bootcamp. We've got the opening range breakout strategy on top of that. Now we've also got sentiment strategy on top of that as well. They're all just reasons to get into trades. It's what happens after that button is pressed. Yeah, you need a reason to press a button. if you want the basic, most simple system in the world, press the button when we get over 80 on the RSI, on the 4-hour or the hourly chart. You won't get that many entries, but every time you press that button, you'll be right. The degree that you will be right to is something that no one can tell you. I can't tell you if this is going to go that or if it's going to do that. I have no clue, because it's down to the big banks and what direction they want to take this in. And it's down to the fundamentals and whether these fundamentals are positive or negative when we get news coming out. Yeah. But what I do know is after a strong push, we get a profit take. That profit take can quite often be an A-shaped recovery, like that, or it can be a structure change. That's more of a V-shaped recovery. It can be a structure change, yeah? So big push, profit take. Yeah, this is a profit take. This move here is a profit take on that down move, which turned into a reversal, which turned into an A-shaped recovery, which turned into a head and shoulders, which failed. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen when you get in. You just manage the trade for whatever reason. Everybody tries to predict where things are going, and that's where everybody gets missed, gets all in a mess, don't you? Yeah. If we're always trying to think, where's it going, and it goes wrong, that's where we all get tied up, isn't it? So you've always got to have a plan for where you think it's going to go and why you think it's going to go in a direction. But whether it plays out for you or not is irrelevant. It's what happens when you've hit that button and how you manage it and what happens afterwards. If I could get to my account, I would show you. I can't because my VPS is locked up on me. Are we coming back to life? Yeah. Nah. Still not happy. I'm going to have to restart. Very annoying. Can't get to any account. It's just stuffed. So yeah, don't know. It's a good, for me, this is a nice little short at the minute. Forget what the sentiment EA is doing. This is obviously just testing at the moment, so there's a long there, but that's based on 60% sentiment, which isn't something I'd ever trade. But yeah, I like this as a short at the minute. But look at this trade here. Yeah, totally wrong. Totally wrong. Totally wrong. Totally wrong. Totally wrong. Totally wrong. Out. But if you're going short on it now and that happens, just manage the trade, manage the position, and get out of the position when you can. Good boy, NASDAQ. Okay, NASDAQ's hit target, or not quite. Not quite. What's the US dollar doing? We should have a pump. Oh my God, work, please. Nice. Oh, it is sort of, isn't it? So we got a bit of a pump on the US dollar, not a massive one. But yeah, good. Coming down towards target. So we're coming down to challenge the lows. Yeah. So watch this level. We're going to find limit orders triggering here. So if you watch down here, you'll probably find we'll get quite a jittery move for a bit in this candle while we're just basically slamming into limit orders. And it will be a case of, can we beat the limit orders? All the limit orders will have stops under that low. So if we hit that low and we slam through that low, these limit orders will flip short to get out those positions and we'll get a flush. If that happens, I would say that is probably the end of your move today, and that's where I would get out if you're still in it short. Right, I'm going to leave it there today. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 7:50, same time. I'm going to get my VPS fixed. So I can actually get into my accounts. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. If you need anything, I'll be in the Telegram group. Obviously, these ADR reversals, just watch these today. We've very, very good chance. If they don't pull off today, tomorrow we'll probably get a flush on them. So any of these that you get into, just get ready to get out of them tomorrow, basically. A lot of them are potentially, I mean, this one, for example, is absolutely exhausted. There's a potential for a good ADR pullback on these. Normally I would target a quarter of an ADR, and I am targeting a quarter of an ADR on them. But if you want to get a little greedy at the moment, some of these that are massively extended, anything over 150 is really extended. And because they're, elastic band theory, because they're so stretched, the ping back tends to be bigger. So when you're looking at something that has moved this far without a profit take move, yeah, just imagine how many people are sitting in this now in a massive amount of profit. I'm one of them. When this thing gives a reversal alert, I'm out. And everyone will be getting out at the same time, and it will just pop. So you will potentially get a much bigger move on some of these ones that are really, really extended. Yeah, so just be aware. It's worth trying to watch them, but obviously the chances are that these are all going to play out, especially these New Zealand ones. They're going to play out tomorrow morning in Asia. Pound yen will play out tomorrow. Pound US dollar's just exceeded ADR. So again, that US dollar is pushing. What? Did that just not give me a... Oh my God, look. Data issue. There we go. Data issues. What is going on with this? I'm going to reinstall this MT4. I think this MT4 is knackered. That pound US dollar just gave me an ADR hit alert. That was ages ago. Anyway, so just be aware of all of those. Yeah. All right. We've got big potential pullbacks on all of them. ADR, we're sitting at the moment, just, there you go, nibbling away at these limit orders. Loads of limit orders firing long and potentially all getting eaten up. This is a good time to listen to Financial Juice. If you hear a lot of positive ticks here, so we get a positive tick strike, and we don't actually make any progress, that means, there we go, there's a positive ticks coming in. Yeah. Listen for the crickets. You have to be quiet. It's like watching a paint dry, isn't it? Or waiting for a kettle to boil. As soon as you walk away, it'll boil. As soon as I flick away, tick strike will go. Told you. Watch it again. Nothing happens. Flick away. Oh my God. Anyway, you get the point. If you hear a lot of positive ticks coming in, this is negative ticks. If you hear a lot of positive ticks coming in, no progress, it means that we've got absorption happening, which means the sellers are in control. At the moment, the sellers are actually taking advantage anyway. So they're eating everything at the moment. Equally, if you hear a load of negative ticks coming in and we don't make any progress, it means that the buyers are absorbing those orders, in which case we'll probably get a pop. But at the moment, you can see we're tapping into those limits. Look, it's going, it's tapping into the limit orders. Every time a seller enters the market, limits triggering. So we might well find we get a pop here. So if you are short, it might be a good time to get out. That level there as well, we're going to find limits at. So limit orders don't trigger on the line, they trigger in the area, which is why you always draw, if you can, draw an area. You never know where they're going to trigger from. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Anything you need, let me know. I'll be back tomorrow, 7:50, same time, and for 2:20 for the New York session. Trade the DAX in the morning. Hopefully my VPSs will be sorted and I'll be able to look at all the accounts. So yeah, have a good one. I'll be back tomorrow morning. If you need anything, come in the Telegram group. Otherwise, have a good evening, and I will see you then.